ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आदशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित् त्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ तदेशाभ्यनूक्ता केतवो अरुणासश्च ऋषयो वातरशनाः प्रतिष्ठागुं शतधाहि समाहितासो समाहितासो सहस्रधाय समिति शतशः शतशश्चैव सहस्रशश्च प्रतितिष्ठति य एतमग्निञ्चिनुते य उचैनमेवं वेद. Offering our collective love at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri 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 Satya Sai Baba Varu. Let us all be together. Let us all be nourished together. Let us all work together with great vigor. May our studies shine and illumine our intellects. May we not conflict or contradict with each other. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. We completed the 24th Anuvakam last week. The 24th Anuvakam concluding with the emphasis or the meditation upon hundreds and thousands or infinite number of rays of the sun and those that collectively propel the life force in us and in the entire universe. They are so established, but this illumination drives away negativity that disturbs yourself and the others around you. This is the most important piece of sadhana. Simply learning mantras, chanting mantras without the etiquette, without the awareness that what you do, what you speak, what you think, is that helping you and people around you, not constantly disturbing others. Ketavo arunasascha rashayo vatarasana प्रतिष्ठागुं शतधाहि समाहितासु सहस्रधाय समिति य उचैनमेवं वेद. य उचैनमेवं वेद. य एतमग्निं चिनुते य उचैनमेवं वेद. The one who actually becomes aware of this type of a worship, that how composed you are, how collected you are, how etiquette you are, how you bring positivity around you, not people looking at you, just immediately turn away. Do you attract light or you dispel light and take people into darkness? Without these aspects, all this mantras, tantras, yantras, worships, all of that is utter nonsense and useless. It has no purpose at all. Tyaja durjana sangatyam. Quit the company of those wicked people. Quit. No question about it. Tyaja durjana sangat. Bhaja sadhu samagam. Puru punya mahoratram. Smara nityam anityatam. What a beautiful declaration. I don't know what the source of this is, but it is one of the most often quoted shlokas by Bhagavan. Tyaja durjana sangatyam. Quit the company of the evil minded and the evil people. Evil people are not like demons and all that. The people that create negativity around us are the evil people. Bhaja sadhu samagam. Collectively come together with those that have the sattvic nature, the positive aspects. Kuru punya mahoratram. Day and night doing those deeds and thinking those and speaking those that only accumulate the positivity or the merit. Smara nityamanityatam. Constantly keeping in mind what is real and what is unreal. Smara nityamanityatam. And in that beautiful presence, ya uchainamevam veda. The one who is following these yaha ucha enam evam veda, and the one who is constantly in that state of mind and contemplation in that state, he is the only one that knows how to do this worship. That is what the mantra is declaring. And then Anuvakam 25th, now we begin, starts with back to the ritual. Janudagnim uttaravedin khatva.
Janudagnim uttaravedin khatva.
Apam purayiti. Apam purayiti.
It says yeah. Apam purayati.
Apagum sarvatvaya.
Apagum sarvatvaya.
Janudagnim uttaravedin khatva.
Janudagnim uttaravedin khatva. Janudagnim uttaravedin khatva.
Apam purayiti.
Apam purayat. Uncle, is it yiti or yati?
Apam purayati. Sorry, you're right.
Apam purayati. Apam purayati.
Apagum sarvatvaya.
Apagum sarvatvaya. Apagum sarvatvaya.
Anudagnimuttaravedin khatva apam purayati apagum sarvatvaya.
Janudagnimuttaravedin khatva apam purayati apagum sarvatvaya.
Back to the ritual. Janudagnim uttaravedhin khatva. Janu is knee. Khatva. Janudagnim, having dug the pit on the north side of the altar. Again, Uttaravedin Khatva, to a depth that is reaching that of the Uttaravedi means towards the north side of the altar. Janudagnin Khatva, a depth of the pit that is reaching up to the knees. Apam Puraiti, again filling it with waters. Apam Sarvatvaya, for the sake of the representing or symbolic of this water, that is Sarvatvaya, all that is present as, that is representing symbolic of its omnipresence. So that this is now the second pit. The first pit was described already before. Now the same process now. This process now. Oh, this is the pit that was already dug in. Then there is another pit where the waters that are collected from all over are now used to fill this pit. Pushkara Parnagum. Pushkara Parnagum Rukmam Purusha Mityupadadhati. Pushkara Parnagum Rukmam Purusha Mityupadadhati.
Pushkara Parnam
Parnagum, Pushparnagum.
Pushkara Parnagum Rukmam Purushamityupadadhati.
Upadadhati, yeah.
Pushkara Parnagum Rukmam Purushamityupadadhati.
Mityupadadhati. Pushkara Parnagum. Pushkara Parnagum Rukmam Purushamityupadadhati. So we have to put this dash so that people can Rukma dash Purusha dash Mityupa dash Dadhati. Then English reading people, because the English words are so long, because every single letter or consonant is spelled out. Well, every single letter is present there. It's hard to connect to it. So it is Pushkara Parnagum Rukmam Rukmam Purushamityupadadhati.
Pushkara Parnagum Rukmam Purushamityupadadhati.
Tapo Vai Pushkara Parnam.
Tapo Vai Pushkara Parnam.
Satyagum Rukmaha.
Satyagum Rukmaha.
Amrutam Purushaha.
Amritam Purushaha.
Etavadva vasti.
Etavadva vasti.
Yavadevatat. Yavadetat.
Yavadetat.
Yavadevasti.
Yavadevasti. Yavadevasti.
Pushkaraparnagum rukmam purushametyopadadhati.
Pushkaraparnagum rukmam purushamityupadadhati. Pushkaraparnagum rukmam purushamityupadadhati.
Very good. You had some issue with the first word. Pushkaraparnagum. Pushkarapar. Okay, so there are two ways. The way is the last one usually is a little lower, right? Pushkaraparnagum. See, now it is easy to shift from the little lower note, almost like Pancham, to again back to Shadjam. Pushkaraparnagum rukmam purushamityupadadhati.
Pushkaraparnagum rukmam purushamityupadadhati. Pushkaraparnagum rukmam purushamityupadadhati.
Yeah, you're having a little bit of trouble in transitioning from that pa to arna. So, Pushkaraparnagum. See? Parnagum, Parnagum. When you're chanting first, Parnagum, Pushkara Parnagum.
Pushkaraparnagum rukmam purushamityupadadhati.
Excellent. Tapo Vai Pushkara Parnam.
Tapo vai pushkaraparnam. Tapo vai pushkaraparnam.
Satyagum Rukmaha.
Satyagum rukmaha. Satyagum rukmaha.
Amrutam Purushaham.
Amritam purushaha. Amritam purushaha.
Etavadvava asti.
Etavadvava asti. Etavadvava asti.
Yavadetat.
Yavadetat. Yavadetat.
Yavadevasti.
Yavadevasti. Yavadevasti.
Pushkara Parnagum Rukmam Purushametyupa Dadhati. तपो वै पुष्करपर्णम् सत्यगुं रुक्मः अमृतं पुरुषगम् एतावाद्वा अस्ति यावदेतत् यावदेवास्ति
पुष्करपर्णगुं रुक्मं पुरुषमित्युपदधाति तपो वै पुष्करपर्णम् सत्यगुं रुक्मः अमृतं पुरुषः एतावद्वा अस्ति यावदेतत् यावदेवास्ति. Uncle, you're muted.
Now, describing the ritual part in those waters that are collected from everywhere, put in that pit, representing the omnipresence of love. Not the waters there upon love. Janudagnim Uttaravedim Khatva. Janudagnim Uttaravedim Khatva. What is the symbolic of this beautiful pit that is representing? That pit in Sanskritam, the pit is called Garta. Gartam. What is Gartam? Garta means in Telugu, Garta means Gunta. Gunta. Gunta means a pit. Pit. So, where does the word Garta come? Where does the word Garta come, Chandrasekhara? Garta. Garta Sadam.
Yuvanam Mrigamna Bhima Upahattam.
Ah, right. Which Anvakam? See, that is where the Rudram sadhana will come into. Which Anvakam? 10th Anvakam. Which Ruk in 10th Anvakam? What number of Ruk in 10th Anvakam? Number 8th Ruk in 10th Anvakam. Stuhishrutam Garta Sadam Yuvanam Mrugan Bhima Mupaka. చెప్పారు అయిపోయింది ఇంత లేట్గా నిద్రలేస్తే ఎట్లా మృగన్న భీమముపహత్ను ముగ్గురం మృడాచరిత్రే రుద్రస్తవాను అన్యంతే అస్మన్నీవ పంతు సేనా. This is now Rudram chanting doesn't become a chanting, it's a conversation. Every word, everything is a conversation. Stuhi means praise. Shrutam, the one who was extolled in the Vedas. Shrutam, Garta Sadam, the one who is present in a pit. Garta Sadam. And Yuvanam, the most youthful. Mrugan Bhimam, the one who is ferocious amongst all. Ferocious are the most present amongst the animals. Mrugan Bhimam Upahatnum Ugram. is Ugram Veeram Mahaveeram. Ugram Veeram Mahaveeram mantra is about Narasimha mantra. That is Ugram Veeram Mahaveeram. Mruda Jaritre Rudraha Tavano Anyante Asman Nivapantu Sena. This beautiful Garta Sadam. All the divine people come from this place with all these Gartas called Gunturu. Okay. I told Anil Kumar Garu about this and he was extremely happy. He was thrilled. Sir, do you know that our place is mentioned in Rudram? No other place. Auna, where? He said, Gartasadam, sir. It said, the one who is present in Guntur. Oh, Gartasadam, you are. He was extremely happy. Anyway, just a little diversion there. This Garta, Janudagnim, Uttaravedin Khatva, Apam Puraitva. And then this Apam Puraitva, that Garta, that pit is now filled with love. Apam Purayati, Apagam Sarvatvaya. This love that is omnipresent is now filling this pit that is within you. All that mantra, the Garta, the Guha, what that is present, the cave or the pit, etc. Deep in that means that is your heart, that heart filled with love, all the way from the depth of the heart to the tip of your tongue. So that whatever you speak is with love, whatever you think is with love. If that pit is not filled with love, and if the pit is empty, then you will only speak empty words. You will only live an empty life, not a life filled with love. Janudagnim Uttaravedin Khatva Apam Purayati Apam Sarvatvaya. And then Pushkaraparnam Rukmam Purusham Iti Upadadhati. In that pit are placed three things. Pushkaraparnam, lotus leaves, Rukmam, a gold disc, Purusham, the Purusha, are now filled, are placed in that pit that is filled with water. Wow. Super. That is the ritual. In that pit that is filled with water, on the northern side of the Vedi, the altar, the Acharya or the Adharyu is placing three things: lotus leaves, a gold disc, Purusham. Three things are placed. And then the next mantra is saying, Tapaha Vai Pushkaraparnam. This lotus is symbolic of tapas. And this gold disc is symbolic of truth, Satyam. The Purusha is the symbolic of Amrutam. Etavat va vasti. Etavat eva va asti. This pretty much constitutes the entirety of existence. Etavat eva va asti. Asti means existence. So therefore, this is the entirety of existence. Yavat etat Yavat eva asti. Whatever this visible universe is, and whatever that exists in the unmanifest realm as well, everything is now this Tat Avarundhe. The next line also we should have chanted. Tat Avarundhe. That absolute totality of the cosmos, the seeker, therefore secures, integrates, and masters. That what a powerful mantra. What a powerful mantra. We are just, all this stuff that we are doing, just simply chanting these things, they have, as I said in the beginning, if you should know, whatever is spoken in the first few minutes is the essence of the entire class that represents executive summary. If you did not live this life that is representing here, then your life is an empty life. All your sadhana, all this stuff that you are doing, but don't live that life that is represented here. All that is useless. Hello, people, listen to this. Whatever mantra japam you're doing, all of that is useless. It has no purpose. You're wasting your time. Just go back and live your own stupid life. Throwing stones at others, using abusive language at others, putting body language that disturbs others. At your own home or outside the home, wherever you go, people look at you, only negativity is whirling around. Nobody wants to even get around to you. Why we are wasting all this? He's beautifully is describing here. Tapo vai pushkara parnam. Tapo vai pushkara parnam. What a beautiful. He's saying the lotus leaf is tapas. The lotus leaf, somebody asked him before when we talked about pushkara parnam. The lotus leaf, what is the symbolism of pushkara parnam? Here he's making it very clear. Tapo vai pushkara parnam. The lotus leaf is symbolically the tapas. What is tapas? Focused, intense, fire of spiritual discipline is tapas. Some people may be feeling, oh my God, what is all this sadhana? I'm doing this japa, doing this daily chanting. Now he asks us to join practices on Monday and Tuesday, and then again weekly 2 times, one time Rudra Parayanam, and then second time there is also this Devi Mahatmyam. I mean, what? There is no time. What is all this? Why is he killing with all of this stuff? Because you're doing tapas. For 90 days of tapas you are doing. And that tapas, in that tapas, you are like a lotus leaf. You are in the muddy water around you, but nothing touches you. And therefore your body becomes a parnam, a leaf that is offered. The body becomes a leaf that is offered. Those of you who joined the sadhana in the morning would have already heard the thought for the day as it is written in Prashanti Nilayam today. You would have realized why Bhagavan is bringing that thought while we are talking about body as a leaf offered in tapas. Tapo vai pushkara parnam. Bring up the thought for the day, because many might not have joined the sadhana yet. This is Bhagavan is saying, that's what the tapas is equivalent to the divinity itself. Narada wanted to teach Satyabhama the supreme greatness of some human qualities of which she was not aware. He brought about a situation in which Krishna was to be weighed in a balance and acquired by Satyabhama by placing the offerings in the other side of the balance. All her jewels, wealth could not tilt the balance in her favor. Ultimately, she prayed to Rukmini to come to her rescue. Rukmini, Rukmam, Rukmini, Rukmam, Satyagum, Rukmaha, Rukmini. So both Parnam and Rukma, both covered in the thought for the day today. By the way, I don't have any connection with this Satsai Media Center that I will tell them yesterday night, Hare, tomorrow I'm going to teach about this Parnam and Rukma. So you please post a thought for the day related to those two words so that everybody will feel that there is a miracle. Nothing. This is the miracle you are witnessing live. Bhagwan is saying, I am part of this satsang. And over and over and over again he does that. So now you don't have to look for all these miracles elsewhere. So this Rukmini, representing Rukma, comes to her rescue. Rukmini came, prayed to Krishna, saying, if it is true that God submits himself to a devotee who offers with love a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or some water, let my Tulasi leaf turn the scales against Krishna. The esoteric meaning of this prayer is that the body should be considered a leaf, the heart a flower, virtue as fruit, and tears of joy flowing from the devotee's eyes as the water offered to the divine in spirit of complete surrender. Tears, amrutam vai apaha. Tears, amrutam vai purusha. Tears shed for God. This is the amazing beauty of Bhagavan. Thank you, Swami. How grateful we are that you guide every thought, every word, every deed, present in it completely. So therefore, that Pushkara Parnam, then there is a Rukma. Rukma, Rukmini. The word Rukma means gold. Rukmini means the golden one. Rukmini is the golden one. Now you understand why Panduranga is associated with Rukmini. Rukma by Satyagum Rukmaha. Satyam is Rukma. The gold represents the truth. The symbolism of the gold is the truth. Are, how is gold the truth, sir? Huh? How is gold the truth? Because that gold is unchanging and undecaying, does not rust, remains as is for ages, so that if your grandmother, out of her love, gave you a necklace, and you don't like that necklace because it is old-fashioned, you can now convert it into earrings, and the gold remains unchanged, but your mind changed. You changed your mind to transfer, to transmute or change the love of your grandmother for the original necklace that she wore to what you want it to be, to your liking of the mind, but yet the gold has not changed. What is this? This is not ordinary stuff that you are learning. Huh? Satyagum Rukmaha. That Satyagum Rukmaha, when we do the Abhishekam, Suvarna Abhishekam, when we do the Suvarna Abhishekam, there is a mantra that is chanted during the Suvarna Abhishekam. And whenever you chant that mantra, you are reminded that that which is unchanging, represented by this gold, that unchanging truth, and that unchanging truth, I am offering as this loving water. Tat Suvarnagum Hiranyamabhavat Tat Suvardasya Hiranyasya Janma Ya eva gum suvarnasya hiranyasya janma vedam suvarna atmana bhavati. Panchamukheshwara Swamine Namaha. Suvarna, Suvarnodakum, Suvarna Udakam. That is the beautiful mantra related to Suvarna Atmana Bhavati. The unchanging, eternal Atma is symbolized by this gold, Satyagum Rukmaha. So, where do you place this Suvarna? The Suvarna is placed on the Parna. The Suvarna is placed on the Parna, Pushkara Parna. So therefore, when you place that Suvarna on this lotus leaf, you have placed the truth of yourself on this, in this body, which is like this lotus leaf, untouched by the mud around it, and on that body that it shines in tapas. Tapasa jvalanti vairochani. Tapasa jvalanti. Your body is jvalanti. It is radiating this luster because of the tapas. And it is very obvious. Mukhavarchas, Brahmavarchasvitaraha. This body radiates this Brahmavarchas, Varchas. And on that is placed, or in that is present, the absolute unchanging truth as your own self. Then who is this Purusha? The Purusha is not the one that is placed. The Purusha is nothing but that Toyam, the water itself is Amrita. So this is absolute, there is absolutely nothing in the microcosm or the macrocosm that falls outside of this triad. Absolutely nothing that falls outside of this triad. The body and yourself in existing as immortality. Therefore, the mantra is very clearly saying, Etavat eva va asti. There is nothing that is beyond this triad. By consciously stacking this principle within the altar of your own awareness, by consciously placing, by consciously doing tapas, not just put the app and then you go do whatever you want. By consciously, collectively doing this tapas, the sadhana, then what happens? Tad avarundhe. Then you achieve that avarundhe, the totality of that containment. You do not just experiencing a passive spiritual state, you permanently secure, inherit, integrate the absolute fullness of the divine within you. That is the essence of this beautiful mantra that we studied today. Tadavarundhe. So let's now review this mantra until Tadavarundhe, and then I'll chant the whole mantra. I'll chant and then Shyama will repeat. Janudagnimuttaravedin khat. Janudagnimuttaravedin khatva apam purayate apagum sarvatvaya pushkara parnagum rukmam purushavetyupadadhati tapo vai pushkara satyagum rukmaha amrutam purushakha etavadvava asti yavadetat yavadevasti tadavarundhe. Maybe I'm out of scale here.
Om Om Janudagnimuttaravedin khatva apam purayati apagum sarvatvaya pushkara parnagum rukmam purushamittyupadadhati tapo vai pushkara parnam satyagum rukmaha amritam purushaha etavadvava asti yavadetat yavadevasti tadavarundhe.
Very good. Excellent. Kurma mupadadhati.
Kurma mupadadhati.
Apameva medhamavarundhe.
Apameva medhamavarundhe.
Okay. Medhamavarundhe. So there, I think, did I put, was there a dash there? Okay. Apameva medhamavarundhe.
Apameva medhamavarundhe.
Atho swargasya lokasya samashthyai.
Atho svargasya lokasya samashthyai. Samashthyai.
Shamashthyai. Is this samash? Yeah, the shakara, the cerebral sibilant. Kurmamupadadhatim.
Kurmamupadadhati. Kurmamupadadhati.
Apameva medhamavarundhe.
Apameva medhamavarundhe. Apameva medhamavarundhe.
Atho swargasya lokasya samashthyai.
Atho svargasya lokasya samashthyai. Atho svargasya lokasya samashthyai.
Kurma mupadadhati. Kurma means the turtle, the tortoise. Then the tortoise is placed in the altar. Apam, edham, evam, verily evam, the vital existence, the vigor and the sap, edham, of the waters are now avarundhe, secured and assimilated. Athaha Svargasya Lokasya, and also, Atha means also, Svargasya Lokasya, the celestial or the heavenly realm, Samashtya is also now secured and completed or integrated. Did I chant the full mantra? Kurmamupadadhati apamev medhamavarundhe atho svargasya lokasya samashtya.
Kurmamupadadhati apamev medhamavarundhe atho svargasya lokasya samashtya.
Now this tortoise placing and the Purusha placing is symbolized and visualized. They're not literally placed, unlike the other two, which is the lotus leaf and the gold disc. The Purusha and the Kurma are imaginarily placed. You can't put it, bring a tortoise and put it on that like that. This Kurmam now integrates, is what he's saying. Svargalokasya samasthya, integrating everything. This tortoise is placed. The tortoise is representing symbolically the amphibious nature. It's an amphibiant. Amphibiant means that which lives in two places equally at home, in water and on the land. In the evolution aspect of it, the fish is only home in the waters. Out of it, it is gone. But this Kurmam represents the amphibiant that is equally at home, both in the water and on the land. Therefore, it represents the best of both worlds, the Svargaloka and the Martya Loka. Martya Svarga. How do you understand these two words? Martya means where there is death. Svarga means there is no death. So how do you define death? And what is Svargaloka means? Oh, I'm going to Maui for 1 week vacation, which is like a heaven. Not like that. When you live in a state of immortality, means not afraid of death, you are already in heaven. Understand this. You don't have to go somewhere to experience heaven. When you live fearlessly, conquering even fear of death, you are already in Svargaloka. Samashtya, now you are integrating the immortality on this physical realm of earth, and then you became a tortoise, like a tortoise with an ability of withdrawing the senses and going deep inside. Then you are withdrawn from the world, and by bringing out those senses, you are in the world. By being like a tortoise that can do tirodhana and sankalpa, you are able to go in, go out at your will, not whose will. Then you are in the best worlds of ability to integrate this and that. In the next set of mantras, we already know. Apama pama sarva akam अस्मादस्मादितो मुतः अग्निर्वायुश्च सूर्यश्च सह सञ्चस्करर्धिजा वायवश्वा वायवश्वारश्मिपतयः.
Uncle, there was a iti. There was a iti after sun.
Oh, Sahasanchaska. Okay, yes, there is an iti there. I missed the iti. Yes. Apama aha asmadasmadito mutaka agnirvayuscha suryascha sahasanchaskarardhiya iti vaivashvarashmipatayakha lokam pranachidra. Okay, I will go to that lokam pranachidram prana. We will take it later, but chant until what you already know. Vaivashvarashmipatayakha. Okay. Om
Om apamapamasarva aha asmadasmadito mutaha agnirvayuscha suryascha sahasanchaskarardhiya iti vaivashvarashmipatayah.
Okay, now lokam prunachidram prunam.
Lokam pranachidram prana. Lokam pranachidram prana.
An amazing. Now you see how beautifully everything is now integrated. This entire phenomenon of what we started as the very first mantra, Apamapamapasarva, you already learned this mantra, that's why I did not go through teaching that. All the way to Sahasanchaskaradhiya iti. Now that iti is added. And then it says Vaivashvarashmipateha, which you already learned before. Lokam prana chidram prana, you did not learn. That's a new thing that is added. So iti is added now. Lokam prana chidram prana is added as the last line of that beautiful Panchati. So if you already learned this mantra, you should all be able to tell the meaning of it now, no? If you have stayed present, you would have understood. Apam, apam, apam,
Agni, Vayu.
apam. Wait. No, I'm not asking you to explain, sir. Apasarvaha. All the types of water, the elemental water, the subtle essence of the water, the entire cosmic moisture, everything is integrated with that all different 6 types of waters that were collected before and offered into this Vedi. Asmat itaha amutaha. Asmat itaha amutaha. This immediate realm and the distant realm, meaning here from earth to all the yondering heavens. That is what it is saying. Asmat itaha amutaha. Asmat is repeated 2 times. Amutaha 1 time. Amuta is beyond. What is beyond? Amutaha, up above. What is asmat? 2 different asmats are present. The first asmat as in the gross body, the second asmat as the subtle mind and the subtle indriyas. Then what we are saying, integrating all of that, not only that, iti, then asmadito mutaha, agnihi, vayuhu, surya, the fire, the wind, and the sun, saha sanchaskara dhiyaha, saha sanchaskaraha, Aridhiya, together, completely refined, synthesized, integrated, perfected, in order to achieve the supreme prosperity, what is called Riddhi. Riddhi. Iti means full stop. That is the essence of all of this. This is where you put the full stop. Complete. Everything is integrated. Please know this. If you perceive and you live a life with a disintegration, you are not complete. And that disintegration should not occur with any aspect of life. And I'm sounding like a broken record, not even thinking that why I should chant Allah. The moment you bring that kind of thought process, that's it. You are disintegrated. You brought in a difference of separation. Do not give scope for separation. Integrate everything. Agni, Vayu, Surya. The Agni, the fire within you, which represents your individual awareness. Surya, representing the cosmic awareness. Integrate that awareness, individual awareness into cosmic awareness, and along with the prana, your own life force. Agni, Vayu, Surya, Sahasanchaskaraha. Integrate everything. Riddhiya. Then you will have supreme prosperity. Sahasanchaskaradhiya iti. Full stop. That's where it ends. What an amazing mantra. Now you see how you are integrating what is all this water's business, coming, bringing everywhere, doing all this ritual. And now what does this all mean? That is how it started, Apamapamapasarva. After going through all this complete description, finally coming to mantra number 104, Vayuvashva Rashmipatayaha. Vayu Ashvaha Rashmipatayaha. This Vayu protects the race, carrying it like horses or a vehicle. That means propelled by these winds as the horses. The cosmic rays are carried from the waters to up above to the sun. So now the word water is not redundant. All matters are integrated. And then what happens? Lokam Pruna Chidram Pruna Yastisraf Paramaja. Achidram. Lokam Pruna. Lokam Pruna. Arey, what is this, man? I mean, just saying the words fills your mind with such great awareness. Lokam Prana means fill the world. Fill the world. Achidram. Prunat Achidram. Lokam Pruna. Chidram Pruna. Lokam Prunat. Chidram Pruna. Lokam Prunat. Fill the world. If there is any gap, Chidram means gap. Chidram means division. If there is any gap, Pruna, fill it. Don't let any gap or a hole be left as a hole, as a gap. Fill it. Fill it with what? Apamapamapasarva aga. Asmadasmadito mutaha. Arey, what is this, man? Now it is incredible. The tears of joy, of love should fill every gap that is present within you. Do not shed tears because you are in sorrow. Always tears should come only if you have love filled in yourself. Don't cry for all the changing world. Shed tears of joy when you experience the love of connecting this to that, like the Sufis will do, raising one hand up into the sky, the second down to the earth. They swirl around, and the swirling around is that movement of that Vayu, and it is connecting the life force here from this earth to the divine love up above. And with the head bent like this, you are swirling and swirling in joy and shedding tears of ecstasy. And do not let any hole not be filled by the tears of joy and ecstasy you are experiencing from this love of the divine, which is present. Apa mapa mapas sarva asmadasmadito mutah agnirvayuscha suryascha sahasanchaskarardhiya iti vaivashva Rashmipatayaha. Then your life force, the prana within yourself, will become the vehicle of the divine love and light and spreads all around. Lokam pruna, chidram pruna, yas tisrah paramajah, yah tisraha paramajah. Those three primordial powers or dimensions that are born of the highest supreme source, my God. All the three states of the mind are, so now looking at this mantra in wholeness, in complete totality today. 2 more minutes, I'll say. The Lokam Pruna. Lokam, okay. Lokam Pruna here means, from the ritual point, I explained all the symbolic aspect. But what the Adharyu is saying is, Lokam Pruna means fill any empty spaces with the bricks. Also, if there are any gaps within the bricks of the altar for doing the yajna, fill those gaps as well. That is from a ritual point of view. From spiritual point of view, when your mind is full of this incredible love, this mindfulness will fill any gap you have in every single corner of our lives. When you notice dichotomy, that you are noticing that you have hatred towards something, or you fill the gap that somebody is not paying attention to you, that you crave for this attention, that you need to be validated by others, that you need to be praised by others, acknowledged by others. There is a gap. No one needs to acknowledge you, validate you. You are already full. If you feel otherwise, lokam pruna. What is lokam? Lokam means what you see. Alokaye. Lokam. If you see any gap, somebody is very unhappy at the center, devotional coordinator doesn't pay attention to me. Lokam prana. Such a way, you are dead. You are so stupid. Why do you want to be validated by others? Nobody pays attention to me. Nobody cares about me. I am such a poor thing, you know. Nobody wants to talk to me. Stupid people. It is stupidity to the height of lack of awareness. Lokam pruna. Be mindful of what you perceive as gaps in what you see. You are always seeing mistakes. You are always seeing problems. You are always seeing judgment. Lokam prana. Be mindful of that, because it will cause dissipation of the spiritual energy. Your spiritual energy is dissipated, just like the fire is dissipated when there are gaps in the bricks. Therefore, when you construct the Homakundam, you make sure that there are no gaps between those bricks and you make sure those gaps are closed. That is ritual. In spiritual, don't let your awareness, which is the supreme awareness in love, if you see any gap, fill it with your love. Lokam pruna, chidram pruna. No matter how intensely we practice this tapas, your human nature is prone to this psychological, what we call in English, fissures, Fissures. Some of these English words are not even used by, especially in America, they have not even forgotten the beautiful English, forget about all of that. Nowadays, I notice that the kids use language, they take bad words to imply goodness. That is wicked good, they say. Huh? That is wicked good. What is wicked good? So they're using an adjective of a bad word to indicate better good. Oh, it's wicked good, they say. Wicked good? What a disgrace to the human mind and intellect. So when you observe these psychological fissures, the wounds of the past, please listen to this carefully. This is not ordinary thing. This is so helpful in life. Forget about spirituality. Forget about yajna, yaga, mantra, tantra, all that kind of stuff. Chidram prana. Chidram actually means fissure. And that fissure represents the wounds of insult from the past that you have perceived psychologically, not physically. If somebody physically abuses you, you have to protect yourself. But more than physical abuse, your mind is disintegrated. It is broken apart by wounds, psychological wounds that are created from the past, self-doubt, hidden ego, karmic blind spots. And all these things, when they hit you and you come out causing disturbance, disintegration, disharmony, and what you don't realize is that they do more harm to you than to others. They divide you. Your mind is broken apart. And you keep filling that with more disharmony, negativity, all of that stuff. You create more gap in your own awareness. Chidram pruna. Therefore, you have to apply this alchemy of love and patch it yourself. Take this love, fill all the gaps you have perceived. Therefore, the container of our consciousness becomes completely leak-proof, capable of holding this supreme awareness, self-awareness, without letting it dissipate. And when such thing happens, you no longer look for superficial worldly fixes. That I chanted so well and everybody should appreciate. That I sang so well, everybody should appreciate. That I did this, all those what we call as urges of trying to be complete because somebody said you are complete will disappear. And in those three supreme forces that you are established to begin with, as the body in tapas, yourself as the satya, and then this immortality or the completeness as the amruta, They will fix all the cracks of our daily life. And in fact, to the highest level, dissolve all the dualities. And the spiritual seeker is no longer a fragmented individual. He becomes seamless, unbroken monument of the divine itself. That is a lot for today. Thank you, Swami. What a beautiful thought for the day that stimulated this mind this morning after the daily sadhana. And then it opens up this incredible sharing in love. And if any of us have such kind of negativity, we should immediately ask ourselves, why am I even present in a Sai center which should be filled with love and not with division? Jai Sai Ram. There is okay, Shama, please chant.
ॐ श्री साईश्वराय नमः हरिः ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु.
Can you please pull up the thought for the day? Because I read half of it on purpose. Tears should be shed only for God and not for anyone else. Whatever one's grief, one should not shed tears. Tears may flow out of joy or enthusiasm or ecstasy, but not from a feeling of sorrow. Narada enacted the entire scene to demonstrate to Satyabhama what glorious qualities Rukmini possessed and the greatness of her devotion. He told Satyabhama, the Lord will not succumb to wealth, he will only yield to goodness. Divine Discourse, April 15th, 95. God, who is the embodiment of love, can be attained only through love, just as the effulgent sun can only be seen through its own light. Be aware, be alert. Jai Sai Ram. Okay. That's an absolutely amazing thought for the day that is integrated in totality with what we studied in these 3 mantras. And I hope we take this seriously into life, and we pray Bhagavan gives us the strength to practice these in our daily lives and emerge grand, holy, and great. Jai Sai Ram. Okay, any questions? I think I know. Okay, 5 minutes for any questions.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Sai Shekhar Garu. First request is it possible to put this thought for the day in the group, in the WhatsApp group, so that I can catch a lot of things which are to learn from that particular thought for the day, which it is disappeared.
Yeah.
I could not retain so much in them. The second question.
Yeah, Sai Rama, please just post the Sai Inspires link in the chat. Sir, there is a website, SSSMC, which is Satsai Media Center, and there everyday thought for the day, you can look at it and you can save it from there. So that is and also if you are joining the daily sadhana, the collective prayers, after chanting Rudram, Durga Suktam, Sarvadharma prayers, etc., the thought for the day is played in every daily sadhana. That's how I start my life after my prayers.
So sure.
Okay.
I have one question also related, of course, not from this one. See, the point is spiritual individual no longer should be a disciplined spiritual individual, no longer fragmented individual was the last list, this one which has been quoted. But as per the things, as our mind is always detouring, daydreaming, debating, private thinking, delusion in dualities, and we put in a lot of efforts to control it. I mean, this is what you told earlier sometime in our discourses. So, is it practically possible for an ordinary individual like me to have such a disciplined, be 100% disciplined, filling all the pitfalls or filling all the pits and flexing all the loopholes? Is the question which is
Okay. Yeah, very good, sir. It's a very important practical question. Thank you for asking those questions, which are on the minds of a lot of people who don't want to speak in front of me. Okay. Okay. So first you have to ask the question, who is asking that question in you? So if you actually analyze it, it's your mind that's asking that question. Can I, means this limited individual self, will it be ever possible for me, this limited individual self, to be able to fill all of this with love and not be subject to fissures, fixtures, all of that stuff? Who is asking that question? If that question is coming from this ego I, the answer is no, it cannot fix those problems. Very simple. If that question is coming from your ego, meaning the individualized ego, the mind that is completely identified with that ego, no, it will not be able to overcome that, because you cannot try looking at that in itself is a limitation that is self-imposed. And that question is being asked by, is it possible for me, this little limited individual self, that is this simple individual living a life that is ordinary life, is it possible for it to do that? The answer is no. It won't be possible. It is only possible that if it has shifted its awareness from this limited self to something beyond and bigger. And that transition from this limited self to the one that is beyond and bigger starts with serving others, to be able to have the compassion and the love to experience the problems of others, meaning the suffering of others, and try to alleviate that by doing service, not for fixing their problems, but only to fill the gap within you that you are a limited self. And then it will do the expansion into collectively coming together in the satsang. And then until those expansions happen, until the expansion happens in the body, in the senses, and in the mind, those limitations cannot be broken. Very simple. So now I gave you the answer both ways. No, it is not possible. Yes, it is possible. No, it is not possible if the question is coming from the limited ego mind. Yes, it is possible when that limited ego mind begins to identify and expand itself collectively. Then you stop looking at life as somebody is judging you, somebody is doing this to you, somebody is victimizing you, somebody is this, that. Victimization, nobody is doing. Self-imposed victimization. 100% self-imposed victimization and self-imposed limitation.
one more small question. May I ask? Sorry, I ask.
No, Sairam sir, please.
Yeah. The question is, there are certain, see, if you take the
Because
example.
see how one minute Sharmagar is so beautiful, the way he started saying, "Can I ask?" Immediately he fixed it to "May I ask?" that in itself shows awareness before speaking. Can I ask? Some people come in, Anna, can I take namaskara? Can I take namaskara? How can I tell you whether you can take or not? Only you know whether you can. May I is a different question. May I is requesting. Yes, sir. Please
So
go ahead. Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to only cite one example and correlate with this particular thought. What exactly is this? If you take the example of Rishi Vishwamitra, he reached advanced stage of penance, and ultimately he could not control his indriyas, they say, and mind and body and control, and then he fell into the Menaka and started from scratch one again, and again attained his goal. I mean, that is a different. So even when you are reaching advanced stage, there is temptations and are common amongst the people. This is one of the some examples are cited like that. So in this way, how we correlate, this is another point.
See now, this is another way the limited mind wants to find some excuses when it makes mistakes. Array, who are my great sages like Vishwamitra after incredible penance? They also made mistakes. So therefore, me, an ordinary individual self, how can I be progressing in my sadhana and not make mistakes? Vishwamitra made mistakes. So therefore, I also should be making mistakes. Now, there is a difference in the story of Vishwamitra. Oh my God, Vishwamitra's story is not a story of some sage who lived and all of that stuff. Vishwamitra. His name is not Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra is the title given to him.
Yes,
It's a
yes,
title
yes.
given to him. Yeah. How the title is given to him? Can you imagine a rishi with all those limitations that you are mentioning there? He was the one that was the drashta, the seer of this Gayatri mantra, the most powerful mantra ever conceived by any rishi, and that therefore he got the title of Vishwamitra for giving the Gayatri mantra to the humanity. His name is the Kaushika. So anyway, at whatever, so now what Sharmaji is very beautifully asking is, sir, big people made mistakes, no? So it's okay for me also to make mistakes. And that is another angle of the limited self. He is asking beautiful questions which are all on your minds only. He is Vishwamitra now in the class.
No, I'm not tempted by
No,
Menaka.
I know. You are not tempted by Menaka. Sorry. He has a Shyamala, so he is not tempted by Menaka. So Shyamala will not let him even look at another Menaka. Sorry, sir. I have to use the personal pun here so that you will appreciate that. So, but the point is, if you look at it, he can do it only because he is divine, or he can do it because only he is God. Only it is possible for God to love all and serve all. How is it possible for me, a limited self, to do all of that stuff? That is the first aspect of ego operating in it. What it tells you is you are limited. You are limited. You cannot expand. You are a simple, poor individual self. You can never expand. So just be in that like a kupastha mandukam, like a frog in the well. Keep telling yourself, I am in the well. I am very happy in the well. Therefore, no need for me to try to go to the ocean. It's not practical at all. So let me be in the well. But the story of Vishwamitra, if you come back to it, his greatness lies in the fact that even though so-called he made mistakes, those mistakes are for the good of the whole universe, by the way. If you look at it, the mistakes are for the good of the whole universe. And what has happened with this Vishwamitra, every time he made a mistake, he went back, he realized, he became aware, and he was steadfast in his goal to pursue the Atma Jnana or the Brahma Vidya from the limited self to the infinite divine. If you want to take the life of Vishwamitra, learn from it. If you made a mistake, realize that mistake, apologize for that mistake, and be complete after the lokam. That chidram pruna means chidram pruna means if you are a wise person, you made a mistake, you acknowledge that mistake, you apologize to the individual that you have created that mistake with, not in yourself, out, verbally apologize. I am sorry, sister, I have subjected you to this. I am sorry. Apologize to that person and become more complete and wise. That is what Vishwamitra did. Therefore, he became Vishwamitra. He is the friend of the whole universe, not only because of Gayatri Mantra, but by leading a life that, yes, you can do all this tapas and you can make a mistake and you will fall down, but you made a mistake. When you fall down, you recognize the mistake, become aware of it, and keep rising in your sadhana to become the infinite. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sai Ram. I hope. So the biggest trap is that don't have self-pity. But also remember, don't have arrogance. Some people are thinking that not having self-pity means, oh, I don't like I don't want to acknowledge my mistakes. I did not make any mistake. Yes, you made a mistake. When 20 people around you are telling you made a mistake, you can't say, oh, I did not make mistake. All these 20 people that are telling me I made a mistake, they made a mistake saying that I made a mistake. Okay, Jai Sai Ram. Yes, somebody raised. Yes, Jyotsna.
Yes, I have one.
Sorry if I made any mistake. Huh? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Calling out your.
In 104th mantra, etavadva vasti, that line, etavad va asti. Is that right?
Yeah, if you see this thing.
Yeah.
Etavat va. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, there should be etavat va asti. Asti has to be separated. Vasti is not correct. Yes, if that's what you are referring to, right?
Etavad va asti. Okay. There is only one va, not two vas. Here.
Yeah, go ahead, Ma. Yes.
I think there are two lines that she's referring to the second one.
No, this one only.
Etavat eva va asti. That's how it should be written. If it is not written like that. Etavat eta. Okay. Eta. 1 second. Etavat eva etavadva means that etavat eva va asti. Etavat means all of this. Eva alone, va indeed, asti constitutes the entirety of existence. That is the meaning. Etavat eva va asti. That is the padapatha. Eta evat. Say etavat is eta. Eta evat va. Eta etavat eva va asti. That is the, yeah. We'll fix it. The last should be, yeah, etavat eva va asti.
Etavad. It becomes etavad deva va vasti.
Deva, no, it's not deva.
Etavad.
Etavat eva becomes etavad deva.
Deva.
Etavat eva becomes etavad dveva. Etavad dveva. Vasti becomes va asti. You got it?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Etavadva has, yeah, etavat eva is etavadveva. Va asti, va asti. So etavadva va asti. That is the Padapatha. So in the script we are seeing, you have to separate va asti, then we are okay. Okay. Next.
Ramana.
Who is that?
Baji here,
Oh,
Anna.
Baji, okay. Yeah.
Ramana, this is the second pit, right, Anna? With in the ritual aspect of it, there are two pits that we have taken. The first one is again knee length and with the ankle length water and all, and this is the second pit on the north side of it.
Ankle got the knee.
Ankle length of water. Previous pit, Anna. The previous pit we were talking about, again, we have put multiple lotus leaves.
Gulpa. That is
Gulpa.
gulpa. That is ankle.
Ankle
Yeah.
length.
Yeah.
Knee length is the, depth of the pit is the knee length. Both the pits have the knee length, right?
Yes.
Okay, there are two pits in this yajna, Anna.
Yes. That's it.
When you say altar, what does that mean, Anna?
Altar means, Vedi means where the yajna is done. Not altar like what you put as a stage in our altar. That's not our definition. The entire yajna place is called Vedi. Yeah.
Homa kundam is Vedi, Anna.
Gulpadagni. Not Homa kundam is the entire yajna place is Vedi. That's what they're differentiating here. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, don't worry about all this external. You are not doing it anytime now, so don't worry about that. To focus on.
Just want to understand.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, Sairam. Very good. Okay, let's etavatva just yeah. Etavat. Okay, well, please bring that up again. That etavatva was but etavat va becomes etavad. Etavadva is etavatva. Only mistake here is instead of vasti, it should be va asti. That's what needs to be fixed. Okay, Saira.
I have one more question.
Mm.
In the 105th mantra, Lokam Prunat Chidram Pruna. This is what I thought. Is that Lokam Pruna or Lokam Prunat?
Lokam Prunat.
Prunat. Okay.
Well, because why Prunat? Because there's a double C, right? There is a chi. The extra cha is coming because of the Prunat. So a Lokam Prunat. Chidram Prunat becomes Lokam Prunat Chidram Pruna. The takara becomes the chakara because of the sandhi. Lokam Prunat Chidram Pruna becomes Lokam Prunat Chidram Pruna. Okay, very good. Okay.
Sairam Anna, this is Sri Vidya. Quick question. So repeatedly the shlokas reference to the waters coming from
Not shlokas. This is not Devi Mahatmya. Yesterday, somebody else was also saying the shloka in reference to Mantra Pushpa. I was saying, no, you're teaching Devi Mahatmya, it doesn't become everything becomes a shloka. These are mantras, not shlokas.
mantras. Okay.
What's the difference between mantra and shloka?
Mantra have the intonation and they have the specific this one, whereas shloka is more like a.
Yeah, shlokas don't have any problem of intonation. They take away the shoka associated with intonation. Okay, now go ahead in this which mantra?
Actually, throughout Aranam, we are looking at a lot of references to, especially here, right, in 105, where we are saying that waters from here, there, and everywhere. Repeatedly, we are referencing to different levels of waters, right? So any symbolic significance to that connected to what you were referencing earlier about the emotional fluidity of the mind and how we have to fill all the gaps? Is there any reference to why they reference to water from here, there, up, down, everything like that?
Water is Da Vinci code for the word apaha is, what is it?
Love.
Now, what is it saying? Love is present here, there, up, above, everywhere.
And
Huh?
we are gathering all of it.
Yeah.
So
You're
is
gathering
it
all
like a reminder for the
No,
person who's
gathering all of it to fill your heart, which is Gartha, the pit of your your own self. Fill it with that love. And if you find that there is any gaps that are dissipating the fire of wisdom, so you're filling it with love, and there is fire of wisdom, let both the light and the love not dissipate. That is the essence of it. Let it not dissipate. So it dissipates because you have disintegrated mind. If mind is the container, and if it is like a pot, and if you put, whether you put one hole in it or 10 holes in it, the water in the pot will be lost. Yes.
Mhm.
Does it make any difference if you put one hole or 10 holes for the water in the pot to be leaking? Yeah. Will the water leak 10 times more if you put 10 holes instead of one?
Yes.
It will, yeah, it may increase the speed of loss, but the loss is always there.
Mm.
So do not let that love be lost due to the holes in your mind. Lokam prana means what you see. What you see is that is the loka is that. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu doesn't mean all the worlds are happy. Whatever you see, do not see negative. That is what the beautiful mantra is. If you see negativity, then you feel that everybody is judging you, everybody is harming you, everybody is causing problems for you. There is all these problems causing problems for you. You are the problem. The moment you realize your mind is the problem, you go to a psychologist, get it fixed, get the patches done. And this going to a psychologist is not what we call what people look at this as there is a stigma about it. No, it's not a stigma. It's like going to a doctor for your physical checkup. You also get your mind checked up once in a while. Okay, Sairam. Got to go, battery died. Okay. Yeah, that is so symbolic. I drained her battery today. Okay, Shirley, thank you. Okay, I know before all of your batteries die, let us close with Samasta Loka Sukhino. Swasti, Swasti mantra. Okay, Swasti Shloka, Sai Rama, Shama.
ॐ स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः